In the red dirt of the Pilbara in Western Australia, a fleet of giant haul trucks runs around the clock with nobody in the cab. They are not Caterpillar trucks. They are Komatsu 930E electric haulers, each one rated to carry 320 short tons of iron ore. Rio Tinto put 5 of them to work, driverless, at the West Angeles mine back in 2008, and they ran for years without a human touching the wheel. By 2019, BHP had ordered 41 more of the same Komatsu truck for its South Flank mine. The biggest miners on the planet looked at the most famous name in heavy equipment, and for some of their flagship pits, they said no. That is a strange thing to watch happen. Caterpillar is the company that taught the world what a mining truck looks like. The yellow paint is a religion in this industry. Operators who have run Cat machines for 30 years can tell you the sound of a C-175 engine from across a valley. And yet here are Rio, Tinto, BHP, and Fortescue, the 3 names that move more iron ore than almost anyone, handing some of their most important haul work to a Japanese rival. This is not a small order. A single ultra-class haul truck costs more than most houses. A fleet of 40 is a number with a lot of zeros behind it. So how did Komatsu pull trucks out of the hands of the company that owned this category? The answer is 2 bets that Caterpillar was slow to match. The first bet was electric drive. The second bet was robots. Start with the trucks themselves, because the operators watching this will want the models right. The Komatsu 930E is an ultra-class, 2-axle, rigid frame hauler with diesel-electric drive. That word electric matters. When Komatsu launched the 930E in 1995 out of Morenci, Arizona, it was the first haul truck to run on 2 alternating current electric traction motors. The diesel engine does not turn the wheels through a transmission. It spins a generator, and electricity drives the wheels. Komatsu built that truck in Peoria, Illinois, the same town that was Caterpillar's home for nearly a century. Think about that. The rival was building its best-selling truck in Cat's backyard. Now look at Caterpillar's answer in the top weight class, the 797F. It is a monster, 400 short tons of payload. A 4,000 horsepower C-175 diesel, the highest payload of any mechanical drive truck ever built. But there is the word that splits the 2 giants apart: mechanical. The Cat 797F drives its wheels through a 7-speed planetary transmission and a torque converter, gears and shafts moving the load. Caterpillar believed in that mechanical path. It is brutally strong on steep grades and bad ground. For a long time, it was the right call. But mining changed under Cat's feet, and electric drive started winning the arguments that matter at the bottom of a pit. If you want to watch Caterpillar keep losing ground, subscribe to Komatsu. If you are watching on your TV, find Komatsu and hit subscribe there. Here is why electric drive pulled ahead. An electric drive truck has fewer moving parts in the driveline. No giant gearbox to rebuild. The motors sit in the wheels at the back. When the truck runs downhill loaded, those same motors turn into generators and slow the truck without burning the brakes, which, on a deep open pit haul road, is a daily, all-day job. Komatsu kept pushing that architecture for 30 years. By the time the 980E arrived, Komatsu had an electric truck rated at 400 short tons of its own, matching the Cat 797F on payload while keeping the electric driveline. The rival had closed the size gap without giving up its core advantage. The numbers under that electric driveline are not small. The Komatsu 980E carries 400 short tons on an 18-cylinder diesel, making 3,500 horsepower, and it can hold back 6,000 horsepower of electric braking force on a long downhill grade. That is braking without brake pads. On a deep pit, where a loaded truck crawls down the same ramp 100 times a shift, that electric retarding turns into fuel saved, brakes saved, and hours not lost to maintenance. The mechanical truck has to bleed that heat through its driveline. The electric truck turns it back into a generator. Multiply that across a fleet running every hour of every day, and the cost per ton starts bending toward Komatsu. And the 930E quietly became the best-selling, ultra-class haul truck in the world. Not the biggest single truck, the best-selling. By units, as of 2016, Komatsu had sold around 1,900 of them. More than 1,800 are still working pits around the planet today. That is the number that should worry a boardroom. Cat owned the image of the giant haul truck, but Komatsu owned the order book in the very top class. Then came the second bet, and this is the one that flipped the Pilbara. Komatsu put a commercial driverless mining truck to work in 2008, not a demo. a real system moving real ore called Frontrunner. The first big proving ground was Rio Tinto's West Angeles mine, where 5 Komatsu 930E trucks ran autonomous for years. No driver, no shift change, no lunch break. The truck loads, hauls, dumps, and comes back 24 hours a day. For a mine, a truck that never stops is worth more than a truck that carries a few extra tons, because uptime is the whole game. Rio Tinto did the math and kept buying. Those first retrofitted 930E robots became the seed of a fleet that grew across mine after mine in the Pilbara. The trucks that started at West Angeles got moved, copied, and multiplied. Komatsu had handed Rio Tinto a way to run iron ore with a skeleton crew in a control room, and Rio Tinto took it. Now watch the dominoes. In 2019, BHP signed for 41 new autonomous-ready Komatsu 930E trucks for its South Flank iron ore mine. 41 ultra-class haulers, one order, all Komatsu, all built for driverless work. South Flank was meant to replace an aging mine and run for decades. BHP chose Komatsu to haul it. That is not a trial. That is a generational commitment to the rival's iron. Quick break before we get into what happened next. If you have been on this channel for a while, watching how Cat lost segment after segment, there is a way to make sure you do not miss what is coming. Join the operator tier for $4.99 a month. You get badges that mark you as a working professional in the comment section, custom emoji to call out the corporate decisions that killed Cat, and you get every video 24 hours before the rest of the internet. To join, open your phone and search Quisoup membership, or go to the channel page and tap join. Join the operators and engineers who are paying attention. Now back to it. Now the part that should sting in Irving, Texas. Komatsu did not stop at iron ore in Australia. In April of 2026, Komatsu commissioned its 1,000th ultra-class autonomous haul truck. 1,000 driverless giants. The milestone truck was a Komatsu 930E, a 290-ton hauler, and it went to work at Barracks Nevada gold mines in the United States. More than 500 of those 1,000 autonomous trucks are 930E electric models. Across North America, South America, Australia, and Europe, Komatsu's customers have moved more than 11.5 billion metric tons of material with these robots. Komatsu became the first equipment maker on Earth to put 1,000 ultra-class autonomous trucks into the dirt. So how did the company that invented the modern mining truck end up watching a rival hit that number first? Part of the answer is where Caterpillar's attention went. Cat moved its corporate headquarters off the factory floor, out of Peoria to Deerfield, Illinois in 2017, then into a glass tower in Irving, Texas in 2022. The men deciding the future of the 797F were getting further from the pit every year. The same window when Komatsu was racking up autonomous wins in the Pilbara was the window when Caterpillar's leadership was packing boxes for Texas. And there was a quieter move that tells you Komatsu was playing a longer game. In 2017, the same year Cat announced its first headquarters jump, Komatsu spent $3.7 billion to buy Joy Global, the American maker of P&H shovels and Joy underground gear. Komatsu renamed it Komatsu Mining and kept the brands. While Cat was rearranging its address, Komatsu was buying the shovels that load the trucks. The rival was building a full pit, top to bottom, in Cat's home country. Here's the part the honest operators in the comments already know, so let us say it plainly. Caterpillar did not roll over and die. Cat runs one of the largest autonomous fleets in mining, built on the Cat 793F, a 250 short-ton truck-running Cat command. Cat put its first robot fleets to work at Fortescue Solomon and BHP Jimblebar back in 2013, and Cat trucks have now hauled more than 8.6 billion tons autonomously. The 797F is still the king of mechanical drive. Anyone who tells you Komatsu wiped Caterpillar off the map is selling you a story. The Pilbara is a battlefield, not a funeral. But look at who is winning the new ground. The flagship autonomous iron ore projects, the brand new pits built for the next 30 years, keep landing on Komatsu electric trucks. And the sharpest twist of all comes from Fortescue. At Christmas Creek, Fortescue runs a mixed fleet, Cat 793F trucks, Cat 789D trucks, and Komatsu 930E trucks, all autonomous, all in the same pit. To make that work, Fortescue bolted Caterpillar's own command autonomy system onto the Komatsu trucks. Read that again. The operator took Cat's brain and put it inside the rival's body. That is the moment the customer stopped caring whose logo was on the hood. The mine holds the whip now, and the mine will run whatever moves the most ore for the lowest cost per ton. By 2020, Fortescue had more than 175 trucks running autonomous across the Pilbara, a mixed Cat and Komatsu fleet that had hauled 1.5 billion tons and lifted productivity by about 30%. That fleet exists because two giants were forced to compete for it, and in that fight, Komatsu's 30-year head start on electric drive and its 12-year head start on autonomy kept putting its trucks in the new orders. If the biggest mines on Earth are handing their newest haul fleets to Komatsu electric trucks and going driverless, is the Cat 797F already a museum piece in waiting? Or does mechanical drive still have a decade of pits left in it? Tell me in the comments. Because here is the uncomfortable truth for the Yellow Faithful. The 797F may be the strongest mechanical truck ever built, and it may also be the last great truck of an era that is closing. The mines are not buying trucks anymore. They are buying tons per hour with no driver attached. Komatsu saw that coming in 1995 with electric drive, and again in 2008 with Frontrunner. Caterpillar saw it later, from a boardroom that kept moving further from the pit. One more thing before you go. If you really want to be part of the inner circle on this channel, join the site Foreman for $9.99 a month. You get a public shoutout in upcoming videos. Your name, your operation, your story, validated in front of the entire QuiSoup audience. Plus, everything from the operator tier. To join, open your phone and search QuiSoup membership, or go to the channel page and tap join. And remember, every operator who switched to Liebherr or Volvo a decade ago saw this coming long before the boardroom in Irving, Texas admitted it. See you in the next one.